The opinions and views expressed in the following program are those of the speakers and the host, and do not necessarily reflect those of Yoakley Scott Corporation and your sports network.
Yeah, I've been closer to Jesus before, so can you help me out? Oh, can you help me out? Am I on my own? Am I on my own? But can you help me out? Am I on my own? Am I on my own? Or can you help me out? Can you help me out? I've been scared to look in my soul. I've been afraid I would follow the road. Yeah, afraid of the things I've been told.
And hello, everybody. Welcome inside a brand new week of Running Point. It is Monday, February 19th, 2024. Thank you so much for joining us today on Running Point, brought to you as always by our good friends over at Greenwood Chevrolet in Austintown. I'm going to go ahead and put them in the top right-hand corner of the screen there so you know where to go if you are in the market for a new or used vehicle. You can go head over to Greenwood Chevrolet right there. They go the extra mile for you. We try to follow their lead every day on this show and do the same, going the extra mile for you, our fans. One of the ways we do that is we, of course, every day feature a player profile or coach's corner or highlight someone in the Ysn community that is doing great things, and we're going to continue to do that today. We have a player profile to feature our final one out of the Hubbard swim team that did a great job in districts over the weekend. Izzy Summers, their captain. Oh, captain, my captain, Izzy Summers is going to be the swimmer featured today. We have plans to get a few more swimmers actually in the next week or so because, of course, with districts being over the weekend, there are quite a few swimmers that have locked in their place for the state tournament. So got to highlight those great athletes that are doing great things, and we will have a couple of those as the week goes on. We promise you that. We are also going to recap the weekend. We had a lot go down on Friday. We had some tournament games go on Saturday as the girls basketball tournament is officially underway. And we'll also preview the, I think, two games that we have tonight. This week is kind of hit and miss, right? Tournament time is here. Boys teams are, filling up the regular season, couple games here and there, spotty. But we will still have games on the network. We have tournament games on Wednesday scheduled to be broadcasted. A reminder to everyone out there that is wondering about what our broadcast protocol will be for tournaments for sectionals, which are the first two games on your bracket. The only games we will be broadcasting are the ones that are specifically sponsored by someone in the community, whether it may be a business. We've had a couple of schools get their boosters. We've had some anonymous donations from community members, whatever it takes to get those sectionals up. But we will only be doing the ones that get specifically sponsored. So we have a couple on Wednesday. We've already had, another a sectional final sponsored on Saturday. I believe two of them actually. I think Louisville and Boardman, if I'm not mistaken, will both be squared away on Thursday for their sectional finals. And we have a couple on Saturday too, a couple of sectional finals that have been already set in stone because that's the way the bracket worked out, that have been sponsored as well. So we'll get over that. We'll get into that. I think we'll have a kind of a tournament day maybe tomorrow because obviously Wednesday is Wrestling Wednesday and Scotty. So we will probably do our tournament breakdown for the girls, and we'll also, now that my voice is healthy again and I'm not, having coughing spells all the time, I told you it would take about a week, and it's right there. We will also go over the boys brackets as well sometime this week. So we have a lot to get to, basically, is the thing to say. A lot to get to. We're going to break down tournament matchups tomorrow in the well, we'll do divisions 2 and 3 and 4. We'll do divisions 1 probably on Thursday. That'll make more sense since those games are on Thursday. Yeah, so expect a lot of tournament talk this week is basically the premise of it. But first and foremost, we have to hop in that DeLorean and get back to the past, jump into last weekend and see what went down across the YSN family. Let's go to the YSN scoreboard on ysnlive.com, which is presented by Burnett Pool Spas and Hot Tubs. The YSN scoreboard is a great tool for our fans, whether you were at one of the games that we broadcast or watching one of our broadcasts. You don't want to look away from the action for too long, and the YSN scoreboard is a quick and easy way to get live updated scores on your favorite teams across the YSN family, whether it be your friends or your rivals. Quickly find out how they're doing. We have a great team behind the scenes that does a great job in making sure the scoreboard is live updated, and you don't have to wait until late at night for most of the finals come in. You'll be able to see what the score is after one quarter, at halftime, after three, and then the final. So our team does a great job making sure that as many games as possible get that treatment. This is Saturday, sneak peek there, but we're gonna hop from Saturday and go into Friday. And see what we got going on Friday night. We had probably the last full regular season day of the year. We'll have obviously full tournament days, but this is the last day of the regular season in basketball where we'll have a full slate on Friday. This is a lot of these boys teams regular season finale. Some of them are finishing up this week, but like I said, like last week with girls, this week for boys is going to be kind of hit and miss, kind of light, and we won't have your full schedule of games like we have been all season. Let's start in Ashtabula County in Jefferson, hosting Badger, and they were able to defend Badger pretty well, and Badger could not stop the likes of Mr. DeGeorge down there for Jefferson, 87-54. Jefferson gets the big win. Alliance and Canfield doing battle. Canfield on the road, a big test against a very tall and athletic Alliance team, but Canfield up for it, 63-50, I should say. Canfield gets the win. Another AAC opponent outside of the conference on Friday, Howland goes to Niles, takes care of the Dragons in that backyard rivalry, 70-38. In Youngstown, Cardinal Mooney ending with a couple of home games here as they have one on Friday as well. They win handily over Hubbard, 75-31. Some big things went down in this game. Mooney broke the program record for team threes in a game. They hit 18 threes. 18 threes in this game. Rocco Turner also broke the program record for threes in a game. He hit half of those threes with 9 of them in the contest. So big shooting night for Mooney. Lets them wash away Hubbard. Final score once again was 75-31. We go to Poland. They went on the road to Boardman. And like most Poland games this year, their defense was more than enough. 41-34. Bulldogs get the win. They are having such a good defensive season. They are ranked, I believe, last I checked, they were number 3 in the state in defense. In points per game, that could have gone up or down. I'm sure with that Boardman game allowing 34 points, that average is going to be helped. But, man, they're such a good defense. They're state ranked in defense, and they're NEA champions outright. When a team that went middle of the pack last year, Poland is doing a really good job on the boys' side, and you're going to need that defense in the tournament because they're going to run into a lot of really good offenses if they want to, win a district and make some noise in regionals. Joining them in Division 3 is LeBray. They've had such an impressive season, just 2 losses on the year, and they continue it with a stomping of Springfield, 55-27. That's a conference champion Springfield team, by the way, is both the winners of the conferences in the MVAC Gray and Scarlet tier win at it. Gray's got that one under wraps. Salem beats United handily, 73-25, as they protect their home court. Valley Christian was able to handle Wellsville, 67-54. 28, the final score there for the Eagles. We go to Girard as West Branch traveled to Girard, I should say, 65-40. They get the win on the road. Edgewood hosting West Geauga. Warriors up for the task, a big test at home, but they're up for it, 57-48. West Edgewood beats West Geauga. We have Columbiana taking care of Western Reserve, 56-37, the final score there. Remember, it sets up a big matchup on Friday between Columbiana and Lisbon. First place literally on the line, right? If Columbiana wins, they share. If Lisbon wins, they get it outright. It's that simple. It all comes down to Friday night. Columbiana Lisbon. Can't wait for that one. That will be the marquee matchup of the whole week, I think, in boys basketball. All right, we go into Newton Falls. They welcomed in Wyndham, the Bombers coming into town, and Newton Falls had the bomb shelters ready because they were not fazed by the bombardment. They win 61-24, and an impressive home victory for the Tigers. Ursuline welcomes in Bristol, and they win 81-30. Remember, I was talking about this on Friday when I previewed this game. This was a game that was for Bristol's sake, really. It was Bristol, the Division 4 team that wants a shot in the district, a very tough Division 4 district on the boys' side. They wanted to measure themselves. They went up 2 divisions to play a very good Ursuline team. And I think they definitely took their lumps. I mean, no hiding a 51-point loss. But they got exposed to that level of basketball. They know what things they're really weak at. They know what they have to do, and that's gonna hopefully, for Bristol's sake, pay dividends for them in the tournament. Now, obviously, we'll be probably rooting against them because a lot of our YSN teams are down there in Division 4. But this is a basketball fan. I really admire the fact that Bristol was not afraid to go to Youngstown and get beat, and do it while knowing that it's going to pave the road for future tournament wins. Lowville doing the same as they go to Youngstown East and they try to test themselves, but Isaiah McCray just too much as him and the Bears get a 73-46 win over the Rockets. We had Jackson Milton travel to Crestview on Friday. Crestview gets the win 60-51. I've loved the midseason turnaround for the Rebels. Gotten a lot of big wins second half of the season. Coach Gates doing a good job down there getting those kids to buy into what he's selling. A lot of new faces on that roster from last year. They graduated a good senior class. Grand Valley wins over Ashley Beulah St. John, 63-27, the final score there. We have Austintown Fitch welcoming in Warren Harding in AAC play. It's always wild when these two teams play. I don't care what sport you're talking about. Warren Harding's defense has been legit all season. They've been able to really hold a lot of teams down, and they are holding Fitch down enough, 51-41. They get the road win inside the conference, the only AAC conference game of the night, as Howland and Canfield were both in the non-conference, so was Boardman. Warren JFK continues their domination of Portage County. They win 67-23 over Southeast. Archbishop Hoban goes on the road to Gilmore Academy, and they win by 10, 65-55. That's a tough place to play. I don't know if you've ever been in Gilmore Academy, but it's so intimidating because the facilities are so good. You walk into that school and you just have this feeling like, whoa, they're just good at sports because they have a weight room that will blow your mind. They have a campus that's huge. They do not look like they look like a Division One. They should be a Division One school, but they're teetering in Division 2 and 3 in all the non-football sports until next year when we go back to 7. Everything. But right now, point is, they're like one of those. They've gone from D3 up to D2 and back down, right on that borderline. But you look at their facilities and the size of their campus, it's like, woo, it should be a D1 school. But obviously it costs a lot to go there. So maybe not as many people willing to make that sacrifice in their wallets. But Gilmore Academy, an intimidating place to go is basically the point of what I'm trying to say. And Hoban does a good job going on the road, 65-55. Knights get the victory. Wycliffe was able to beat Conneaut 83-67, the final score there. Waterloo goes to Crestwood, and they fall to the Red Devils 63-45, the final score there. Lakeview at Berkshire. Berkshire gets to win 41-36. Middle Ridge falls to Maplewood. Falls to Maplewood on the road 61-57. And last but not least, Heartland Christian, they go to Minerva and they fall by 10, 64-54, the final score there. So that'll do it for Friday. Let's now hop into Saturday and see what happened the next day over the weekend. We're still in the past, of course. We'll go to girls basketball first. We had some of these regular season, some of them tournament. Three tournament games. Three tournament games. Three tournament games on Saturday. We'll start with those. Boardman got the win over Maslin Perry, 54-40. That was a close game to start, but Boardman with a big second half, enough to pull away from the Panthers. We have Hoban taking care of Barberton. No magic allowed in Hoban's gym as they win over Barberton 63-20. Louisville snaps a 3-game tournament losing streak as they beat Cleveland Heights 61-29, the final score there. Brooke Heron was 1 point away from the tournament points record for Louisville as she scored 22 points. The record's 23. She had a big day. Courtney Barwick was also in double figures, and Louisville had got a lot of players into the scorebook after they were able to blow this away. They will host Cheney in an all YSN matchup on Thursday in the sectional final. Boardman and Hoban are both at home on Thursday as well. And then Fitch will also be at home on Thursday as they start their tournament. They had a first round bye. So, speaking of Fitch, they got beat by Salem. Riley Hutton with a 23-point performance to beat Austintown Fitch 62-44. Quakers get the win there. Canfield was in a wild one with the 9 seed in Division II. This was a matchup that could be a regional semifinal. They're on the opposite ends of the region there. If both teams upset a couple of teams out of their district and get to regionals, it would be the matchup. It was a really good game. Canfield led most of the way, and then Streetsboro down the stretch just found ways to make enough plays to pull off the win, 41-38. Cammie Dill had a bulk of the Canfield points. In fact, there was a point in the half. I think it was actually the whole third quarter where Cammie Dill was the only Cardinal to score in the second half. Unfortunately, she had to leave the game with a little bit of an injury. All things point to her being A-okay, though, for the tournament time. I think they left her out for precautionary things because she has had a couple of ankle injuries already this season. They didn't want to see anything catastrophic happen on a game where it really didn't matter too much whether they won or lost. It was all about getting ready for tournament time. Streetsboro does get the win, though. I'll tell you what, I got to see Naomi Benson live and in person, and 6'3", powerful player in the paint. There's no doubt in my mind that she will go D1. There's going to be a lot of big schools recruiting that girl. She's something else to watch. Averaging a double-double, 16 and 11 is her average. Had 21 and 13 against Canfield. So, and it was kind of a quiet 21-13 too. Like you never really felt like she was taking control of the game. So that's impressive. That's impressive. She's something else. Stowe Monroe Falls, well, they won. Not much to say. 91-9. They got the win over Lakeside. This is what's going to happen when you have Supreme districts where a 1 seed is going to play, a 52 seed because you've put everyone together. So games like this are bound to happen in every sport when you put that many teams into one pot. So Lakeside does fall to a very good Stowe Monroe Falls teams, 91-9. congratulations on a great season to Ashley Beulah Lakeside. And then we go to McDonald as they were able to get the win over Bristol, 47-41, the final score there. McDonald ends their regular season on a positive note with a win at home over Bristol. We go to boys basketball. Jefferson and Lakeside doing battle. Jefferson gets their second win in as many days, 72-53, the final score there. South Range overcomes a disastrous second quarter where they were outscored 21-3 and still managed to beat Struthers by the final score of 55-43. Landon Moore is 13 points away, 14 to break, 13 to tie for the number 2 spot in the South Range scoring. He is the third player already to have 1,000 career points in his career, but if he gets 13 points, he will tie Chris Brooks for number 2 on the scoring list. 14 points would put him at number 2. If we're wondering about number 1, it's Chris Hatch, and Landon Moore would have to play another season, I think, to catch Chris. It's going to be 1,400 in the 1,400s for Chris Hatch. So that record is still intact, but I will tell you that the season points record by Jeff Fishel is kind of starting to be in jeopardy. I think if South Range wins a couple of district games and gives Landon Moore a couple of more games, you could see him break that season points record. It's in the 500s. It's a very impressive season for Jeff Fishel. You never know. It's one of those ones that's in question. I think if South Range, I would say if they get to the district championship game, if they give him that many games, he has a chance. Landon Moore has a chance to break another record for South Range there. We go to Louisville boys. They played a very highly anticipated game against Lutheran West. Louisville gets the win 77-65. No shocker there. Louisville is one of the best boys teams in the state. Excuse me. And then Youngstown Cheney had the trip to Harvey, and they win on the road 57-52. So that'll do it for your weekend recap. I want to congratulate all the teams on their wins, all the tournament teams, all but Lakeside with the win. We want to congratulate Lakeside on a great regular season and a great season on whole. And we will see them next year for basketball on the girls' side. We're going to take a commercial break. When we come back, we'll have our player profile featured from Hubbard Swim and Dive. It'll be Izzy Summers, the captain of Hubbard Swim and Dive, who competed in districts over the weekend. So don't miss that. We'll be right back on Running Point, as always, brought to you by our good friends over at Greenwood Chevrolet in Austintown. Back in a bit.
21 News delivers the news as it happens, using the latest technology from where it happens.
Live here outside the Mahoney County.
On air, online,
Wednesday afternoon weather update.
Very dangerous.
and on the 21 News social media platforms.
I'm on the road right now.
21 News, the Valley's only locally owned source for trusted news since 1953.
Craftsmanship to us is 60 years of pride and dedication.
Passed down from generation to generation.
The hardwood floors that your kids take their first steps on.
The solid wood doors you quietly close at night.
The things we create day in and day out are the products that end up turning your house into a home.
At Baird Brothers Fine Hardwoods, uncompromising quality and craftsmanship built our business.
And it will keep us moving forward for generations to come.
Going the extra mile at Greenwood Chevrolet means we want to take care of the community that takes care of us too.
And we have to work together always. And that's how you stay in business for 40 years.
You know, I love being a helper because when I help somebody, it makes me feel good.
It means a lot that I can make a difference in others' lives.
So I will do everything I can and just being there for them every step of the way.
I want them to know within the first 5 minutes that they could depend on me. That's what going the extra mile means, only at Greenwood Chevrolet.
Before the lights come on, before the workday begins, before a long day is ended, or it's time to have fun. It all starts with the people at Joe Dickey Electric. From replacing a light fixture in your home to building a substation for your business, no job is too big or too small. The people of Joe Dickey Electric power them all. Joe Dickey Electric, over 60 years of powering the Mahoning Valley.
As Comco celebrated 70 years in 2022, we have much to be thankful for. We are proud of the Comco culture as we serve our customers with Comco Care with our premier customer service, quality parts, and on-time delivery. The partnerships we have with our customers and our community are second to none. We thank you for your continued support. We are proud to be part of this community and will continue to offer great jobs for great people.
Change. This one word can make you break out in a cold sweat. But with change comes wisdom, experience, and understanding. At Myers Family Insurance, we can help make changes in Medicare, insurance, and retirement a positive experience for you and your family. We've gone through changes, like our new office and new faces to help our family of clients too.
For all your Medicare needs, call Myers Family Insurance. Check us out online at myersfamilyins.com or find us on Facebook.
Your culinary adventure awaits at Legends Food and Drink. Experience a welcoming ambiance while you explore our appetizing menu featuring over 20 meals under $20 and over 30 lunches for $12 or less. Our private dining room seat between 10 and 20 at no additional cost. And don't forget our spacious 35-seat bar for your favorite sporting event. Book your special occasion in our elegant banquet room that seats up to 150 comfortably. Legends Food and Drink, a taste you'll remember. Market Street and Route 224 in Boardman.
And welcome back to Running Point on ysnlive.com, brought to you by our good friends over at Greenwood Chevrolet in Austintown. They go the extra mile for you, so you don't have to. One of the ways we do that, of course, is our player profile portion of the show. We like to feature one every day. We have been going strong at that for a while. I don't think there's too many days where we miss putting somebody up on Running Point. And we're going to continue to do that today. We have a great player profile. We're going to go back in the pool to Hubbard Swim and Dive, the final of 3 that we've shared with you guys. We already heard from Gabby Gasser and Noel Cheney. And now you're going to hear from their captain, Izzy Summers, to wrap up our player profiles from Hubbard and the swim team. And we're going to have more swimmers in the next couple of weeks as they prepare for state qualifying for districts over the weekend. We have multiple swimmers that locked in their spot to state, so we will have more for you. But we wrap up our Hubbard Swim and Dive player profiles with Izzy Summers. Here you go. I hope you enjoy it, captain of the Hubbard Swim and Dive team. And it's also an interview that is presented by Greenwood Chevrolet. Anthony Hartwig here with a Hubbard Swim and Dive player profile. I'm joined by senior Izzy Summers and captain of the swim team. Izzy, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today.
Thank you for letting me be here.
You got it. We got to hear because Hubbard, of course, won the NE8 championship not too long ago. First one in program history, one that I know everyone in Hubbard was proud of. It got our attention. You know, a bunch of players reached out and said, we want to talk about it. So from your perspective as a senior captain, what was it like in that moment to win the NE8 and to pull out that goal?
Well, before we started the meet, we were told that we had a very good chance of winning it. So when we heard that we were really like 3 points away from winning, we were so excited that we could barely contain it. And when we heard we won, I was jumping up and down.
It came down to what I'm told. It came down to that last race, and it pretty much was you guys had to beat Poland in this last race, and if you did, you were gonna get the title. So talk us through that last race and what the mind was feeling and what kind of went through those moments.
Before we started the last race, my mom had showed me that we were 3 points ahead of Poland, and if Poland were to beat us in that race, we would end up getting second place. So when it was my turn to go up, because it was a relay, I was the last person. When I realized that we were ahead in the race, I was just standing up there thinking, okay, I got to keep this. We got to keep this going and win this race, or else we're not going to place first. And it was just so exciting when we touched the wall and I saw that we got one.
You know, that's got to be a lot of pressure being the anchor in that situation, knowing all that. How did you handle it mentally? How did you kind of block all that out and just focus on you, the pole, and your time?
While I was swimming it, I normally look for like the other girl that's swimming, but when I looked over, I couldn't find her. So all I was thinking of was, I just got to go. I got to give it everything that I have, and just finish and touch that wall. And yeah.
It's awesome. This team is awesome. I've talked to a couple of your teammates before you. From your perspective, what makes this swim team so special? What are some things that you know about them in the practices, in the pool, that you think makes them special enough to have this happen?
Well, everyone is nice to each other, and we're so supportive of each other, and we're always cheering each other on during our races, that I knew we were able to do this.
How do you balance that mindset, cheering each other on, being a great teammate, with the fact that swimming isn't an individual sport? You're going to have times when you have to race your teammates. What's that like for you personally? We've asked your other teammates about it too, but for you personally, what's it like trying to balance, the team aspect of the sport, where you guys obviously are a team and you act like a team, but also the individual aspect of swimming?
No matter who we're going against, we will always support our team. We'll always wish them good luck before we start our race, no matter how much we want to win that event or not. But we're always supportive, individual and team in general.
All right, so one of the things that I don't think people talk enough about is how in shape swimmers are and how much you have to work at getting conditioned to go in and do this sport. Talk about the work that you've put in to get to where you are, and how hard it is to keep yourself in this kind of shape.
Well, every Tuesday and Thursday, we wake up super early in the morning and we go to our weightlifting room at our school and work out for an hour. And then we go to school. And then after school, we have practice, and we try our hardest at practice all the time. And almost every Saturday, we have a 6 a.m. practice that ends at 8. So
what's it like trying to go to school after a hard workout early in the morning?
it can be very tiring, but it's worth it in the end.
And then let's talk about, obviously meet days. Is it harder or easier to get through a school day when you know you're going into a meet in that night?
It can be hard and easy at the same time, because you have to mentally prepare yourself for a swim meet after school or any time of the day, and just gets you excited and nervous at the same time.
As a senior, what's it been like this year, going through it all for the last time and realizing that it's your last go around at Hubbard, it's your last chance to do everything you're going to do? How have the emotions been with that?
It's been sad and tough, and having to say goodbye to everyone can be very, very hard. And knowing that we did win NE8 for the first time ever, it made me very happy to say that I'm the captain of this team.
When you think of all that you've accomplished, NE8 championship and beyond, what are some things that you're the most proud of, that when you look back on your Hubbard swim career in 10 years, 20 years, you're going to be the most proud of?
Well, when I was 10 years old, I swam the mile for the first time, and to this day, I still hold that record. So that's something I'm very excited about, and just NE8 in general. For this year, I'm very excited and happy about it.
All right, now NE8 was one goal. I know you still have more goals in front of you. Sectionals are still there. Districts, doing the best you can there. What are some other goals that you have set for yourself now that the NE8 has been taken care of?
We have a record board at the pool, and I have been trying for 3 years now to try and get the record for the 500 freestyle. And I'm very confident that I can get this at our sectionals, and maybe the 200 as well.
What is your favorite stroke? Is it that, or do you have another one that's your favorite?
It's freestyle because I'm a distance swimmer, and that's pretty much what I swim all the time.
So when you're in the pool, talk about I imagine there's a lot of stuff that this goes away. It's probably an escape for you when you're working and you're in the pool. What's that like for you? What's that feeling like when the horn goes and you're off the blocks and you're in the pool? What's that like for you?
At first, I'm like, okay, I gotta pace myself. I gotta figure out where I'm at in my timing. And as I'm going through it, I'm just trying to keep my mind on something to stop it from just being kind of boring sometimes during it. But at the same time, I'm trying to keep up with the other girls and possibly beat them during the race.
We're spending all this time talking about the end of your journey at Hubbard. Let's talk about the beginning of your swimming journey. When you started to really fall in love with it and really started to have it as something that you wanted to work really hard at.
I started swimming, I believe, in second grade after I had tried a few other sports that didn't work out for me, but I don't remember what it was, but I just fell in love with swimming, and I've just been here ever since.
Was there a moment when you kind of realized like, hey, I don't just love this sport, I'm actually pretty good at it. So if I really put in the time, I can really do something special with this sport of swimming?
Just feeling how fast that I was going and feeling the energy and the support of my teammates, I was like, hey, I think I'm going to stick with this.
That's a good choice, the way you're going. Let's talk about your schoolwork. Obviously, senior year is upon you, and you've put in a lot of work in the last 4 years as a student at Hubbard as well. What have been some of your favorite subjects and favorite things to learn about?
Well, I've been taking French since sophomore year, and that's a lot of fun because I've always wanted to learn French. And then my math can be easy as well. I like math for some reason. And then we also have drama club after school sometimes. So I got into the musical for this year. So
what is the musical this year?
It's Oliver Twist.
Ooh, okay. Do you have a favorite musical out there that, like, if you could be in any musical, you'd want to be a part of this one?
If we could do it, I would love to be in Hamilton and playing as Eliza.
Hey, I love Hamilton. That's a great pick. All these stuff that you do, the drama club, your schoolwork outside of the pool. What are some other ways that you try to kind of balance your life out and not get too wrapped up in swim and not let it kind of consume you and still try to be, have that normal teenage experience?
I always plan things out to know when I'm going to have free time so that during that free time I can do pretty much whatever I want.
What is your favorite post-swim meal? Like, you just put in a long day. It's a long meet. Maybe you got a big win. What are you putting in your body afterwards?
Usually pasta, any kind of pasta.
Is it homemade pasta? Do you like? Is it best home cooked?
Yeah, my mom makes it really well.
What are some other things that you think as part of your household, your family, are unique? The pasta, the home cooked meals. That's always one. What are some other things that make your family kind of unique and special to you?
Everything that I do, my family is always there to support me. Every event, there's always somebody there to watch and help me through it, and every single thing.
Let's talk about your future. Obviously, we don't want to see you leave Hubbard, but it's the reality. You graduate. What are your plans after you graduate, and what are some things and goals that you have for your future?
I'm planning on going to college. I don't know where yet, but I'm going to go for work to major in digital medias and to possibly minor in theater. And then I'm also going to continue swimming if I can. And if I do continue swimming, then I definitely want to try and get a lot faster at the 500.
Since you haven't decided where yet, I mean, what are some things that sway you to a school, or what are some things that you're looking for that would make you feel like this is a school you want to go to?
I'm looking for a lot of things that I've done in high school. Like, I'm looking for drama, I'm looking for swimming and band, and hopefully I could do color guard during that as well.
And you said your major, you would love it to be digital media. Is there a specific career path that you see, yourself getting into with a digital media degree that you kind of putting your eyes on?
Not exactly. I just took a digital media class at my school, and I'm like, wow, I really love this. I think this is what I want to do when I go to college.
All right. So one of the things that we'll ask before we let you go, of course, we're talking about how you're a leader on this swim team. You're the captain. Who are some of the people that you look up to? Some of your role models in your life?
Well, I look up to my mom. She's always there for me, and yeah, pretty much my family in general, because they're always supportive and they did a lot of things in school, and I look up to that.
They have done a lot for you, which is why, like every player profile, we're going to take the time before we let you go to let you shine a light on those people. So I want you to take as much time as you want to give out your shout outs, give out your thanks to the people in your life that have been a part of the support system that you wouldn't be here without.
I'd like to thank my mom for always being there for me, along with my grandma and my grandpa and my dad. And then I'd also like to thank my friends who are always supportive and usually almost always there for me. And I'd also like to thank my swim coach and my friends on the team for getting me to this point in life of being able to swim as fast as I can.
Izzy, we want to thank you so much for taking the time to join us today. We appreciate your time. We wish you the best of luck the rest of your senior season, and we hope that it goes so well. We can't wait to talk to you in real soon.
Thank you.
And that was Izzy Summers, the captain of the Hubbard Swim and Dive team. Last of three Hubbard Swim and Divers that we've been able to feature on our player profile section. If you want to see that one or any of them in their entirety, they are all on Ysn's YouTube page, which is full of video content and full of stuff that you want to see. If you're over there, hit the subscribe button. Make sure you're subscribed to our channel. The more subscribers we get, the more YouTube likes us in their algorithm. Like our videos, please, too. Likes are good and comments are good. And then if you are subscribed, make sure to hit that notification bell because you never want to miss any of the video content that we put up on our YouTube page. We already have 3 videos put up just today alone. So you want to make sure you're over there. You want to make sure you don't miss anything, whether it be highlights, player profiles, coaches' corners, post-game interviews. Some full games are up there as well. All that fun stuff. YouTube page for Ysn Live. Make sure to check it out. And once again, that interview with Issy Summers and the other 2 Hubbard swimming player profiles are also all on YouTube. Go and check them out. So what we're going to do is we're going to hop in back to the scoreboard and, we'll check out the 2 games that we have on the schedule for tonight real quick. I believe it's 2. Oh, I hit Sunday. Nothing on Sunday. We'll go to the 19th. Yep, 2 games tonight. Lisbon is at home hosting the Urban Scholars. And then East Liverpool has a big matchup with Ursuline. That should be a fun one. As far as announcers that are going to be out and about and have you covered for those 2 games tonight, we have, let's see. At East Liverpool, we have oh, I'm on the wrong spreadsheet. Hold on. My bad. I was wondering why I was looking. I was like, nothing's there. East Liverpool, you have Gary Burton out on the call for the Potters hosting Ursuline. And then Rick Daly will be on the call for Lisbon hosting the Urban Scholars. So both games will be on ysnlive.com/live. Tomorrow we'll have plenty of boys basketball. And then Wednesday, it's go time. Most of the girls sectionals are starting Wednesday. Once again, Division 1 already started on Saturday, but Divisions 2 through 4 start on Wednesday. That means tomorrow, one of the things you have to look forward to is a kind of a breakdown of tournament time for the girls, and we'll go through matchups. We'll talk about teams that have the best chances to kind of advance, and what my thoughts on the districts will be. We'll kind of talk tournament time tomorrow. We'll also go over the boys brackets this week as well. My voice is healthy. I can talk a lot more than I could last week. So we're going to have some tournament fun the rest of the week. I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in today. I know it's a little bit shorter than normal. We're clocking in at about 45 minutes, a little bit over that. But with only 2 games to talk about tonight, we're just kind of going to wrap it up. There's not enough time to dive into tournament time today. So we're just going to kind of wrap it up a little bit early. And we'll see you tomorrow for a bunch of stuff. We'll tell you what happened in the 2 games tonight. We'll talk tournament time. We will have a player profile to feature, as always. We'll have a player profile to play on the episode. And then we'll talk about the tournaments that are going to be starting on Wednesday. Got to be real fun. Don't miss a minute of it. Thank you so much for tuning in today to Running Point, brought to you as always by our good friends over at Greenwood Chevrolet in Austintown. We'll see you tomorrow. Check out tonight's